Today we're going to be looking at Section 7.6, Proportions and Problem Solving with Rational Equations. Example 1, we're asked to solve for x. We're given 35 divided by x equals 5 over 2. We cross multiply and we get 35 times 2 equals 5 times x. 35 times 2 is 70. And so we're left with 70 equaling 5x. We don't want 5x, so we divide both sides by 5, and we find that x equals 14. On example 2, we're asked to solve for x. We are given x minus 5 divided by 2 equals x plus 2 over 3. We once again cross multiply and set the products equal. We have 3 times the quantity x minus 5 equals 2 times the quantity x plus 2. We distribute that 3 to each piece. We get 3x and minus 15. On the right side, distributing the 2, we get 2x plus 4. So we're left with 3x minus 15 equals 2x plus 4. Combining like terms, we take the 15 over to the right side of the equation by adding 15 to both sides, and we're left with 3x equaling 2x plus 19. Continuing to combine like terms, we minus 2x to both sides, and we're left with x equaling 19. On example 3, if 4 boxes of CDs cost $32.48, how much should 6 boxes cost? Again, we're going to set up a proportion. Let x be the price of 6 boxes. So 4 is to 6 as 32.48 is to x. We cross multiply and we find that it's 4 times x, and 6 times 32.48 is 194.88. Dividing both sides by 4, we find the answer to be $48.72. On example 4, we're given 2 triangles and they are similar, and we're asked to find the length of side EF. Let x be the length of side EF, and we have 8 over 6 equals 24 divided by x. Once again, cross multiplying, we get 8x equals 6 times 24. 6 times 24 is 144, so we divide both sides by 8, and we find that x is 18. On example 5, the quotient of a number and 4 minus 7 over 2 is the quotient of the number and 2. Find the number. So we're going to let x be the number, and so the quotient of a number and 4 is written as x divided by 4 minus 7 halves, and we're told that that equals the quotient of a number and 2, so it's x divided by 2. In order to clear the denominators, we're going to multiply both sides by the LCD, which is 4. And when we do that, we take 4 times x over 4, simply gives us x. And 4 times 7 over 2 gives us 14. And of course, that's a negative because of this negative. We take 4 times the quantity x divided by 2, and we find that's 2x. Minus x to both sides, and we're left with a negative 14 is equal to x. Jan and Ed work together to make clocks on example 6. Jan can make a particular clock in 3 hours, and Ed needs 7 hours to complete that same clock. They are asked to make a clock together. How long will it take? Well, Jan completes 1/3 of a clock in 1 hour, while Ed completes 1/7 of a clock in 1 hour. Let x be the time in hours it takes for both of them together to complete the clock. Then the equation is 1/3 plus 1/7 equals 1 over x. So in order to solve this, we're going to multiply by the LCD, which is 21x. 21x times 1/3 is our 7x. 21x times 1/7 is 3x. And finally, 21x times 1 over x is simply 21. Combining both of these terms, we get 10x equals 21. Dividing both sides by 10, because we don't want 10x, we want x, we find that x is 2.1 hours. On example 7, a car travels 180 miles in the same time a motorcycle travels 120 miles. If the car's speed is 20 miles per hour faster than the motorcycle's speed, find the speed of both vehicles. Well, we know distance equals rate times time, and we can manipulate that to be distance divided by rate equals time by simply dividing both sides by r. Let x be the rate of the motorcycle, then the rate of the car is x plus 20. Then the motorcycle's time is 120 over x, and the car's time is 180 over x plus 20. Since the time is the same, we can set them equal, and we'll cross multiply. We get 120 times the quantity x plus 20 equals 180x. Distributing that 120 to the x, we get 120x. Distributing the 120 times 20, we get 2,400. Combining like terms, we'll minus 120x to both sides, and we're left with 2,400 equals 60x. But we don't want 60x, we want x, so we divide both sides by 60, and we find that x equals 40. Since the car was going 20 miles faster than the motorcycle, x plus 20 is 60 miles per hour.